I had $273 in my bank account. My 5-year-old son was dying of leukemia. And a complete stranger had just handed me $15,000 in cash. 47 minutes later, I found out the truth. He wasn't helping me, he was testing me. And those extra $7,000 he hid in the transfer. That was a trap. But what happened when I figured it out changed everything. It didn't just save my son. It transformed 3 broken lives into something none of us saw coming. If you're into second chance stories, hit that subscribe button right now and drop a comment. What would you do with an extra $7,000? Your comments help these stories reach people who need them. Now, let's get into what went down. My name's Daniel Foster. I'm 34.2 years ago. I had everything: wife, house, steady job as an IT manager. Then my wife Jessica died in a car crash. 6 months later, Caleb, got diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Lost my job, 'cause I was missing too many days for chemo sessions. Lost our house, 'cause I couldn't keep up with the bills. And now, on that freezing February afternoon, I was carrying my son out of Boston Children's Hospital. Because I didn't have the $8,000 they needed for the experimental treatment that could save him. The doctor had been real clear about it. Without this treatment, Mr. Foster, we're talking weeks, not months, weeks. I had $273 in the bank. Been living in a shelter for 3 months. And my baby boy was dying in my arms because I couldn't afford to save him. I wasn't crying when I walked out of that hospital. I was way past that. I was in shock. Just walking with no direction. No plan, just walking. Because stopping meant accepting that my son was gonna die. And I couldn't accept that. That's when I heard the voice. Hey, hold up. A guy, maybe early 40s, stepped out of a black pickup. Gray at the temples, military posture, eyes that had seen some shit. You're okay. You need help. My first instinct was to lie, say everything's fine, pride, you know. But then Caleb coughed in my arms. That weak little cough that broke me every time. And the words just came out. My son has leukemia. He needs an experimental treatment. Costs $8,000. I don't have it. I don't know what to do. The guy went quiet for a second. Then pulled out his phone and started typing. Marcus Cole, Army vet, retired. He showed me his phone screen. A bank transfer. $8,000 to my account. My heart stopped. This can't be real. Why? You don't even know me. I had a daughter, Emma. She died of cancer 7 years ago. 8 years old, couldn't save her. But I can help you save your son. Go. Run back in there and start that treatment right now. I couldn't speak. Just nodded and started running back toward the hospital. Daniel. One condition: no matter what happens with Caleb, whether this treatment works or not, you promise me you'll keep showing up as his father, keep being present, keep loving him, you promise? I promise. The medical team was incredible. Less than an hour later, Caleb was getting admitted. Running tests, starting the protocol. I signed papers, answered questions, tried not to collapse from relief. That's when the oncology social worker, Dr. Chen, came to talk to me. Mr. Foster, I checked the transfer you received. The amount that came through was $15,000, not $8,000. My stomach dropped. What? No, there's got to be some mistake. He said, $8,000, there's no mistake. It's $15,000. I need to know, do you want us to apply the full amount to treatment, Or, my mind was spinning. Why did Marcus send more? Was it a mistake? Or, was it on purpose? I thought about all the things I could do with an extra $7,000. Pay for 2 months in a small apartment and get out of the shelter. Buy Caleb new clothes, all his were worn out. Have an emergency fund for the first time in a year. Buy real food, not just what the shelter was serving. Nobody would have blamed me. I was homeless, my son had cancer. I had every right to keep that money. But then I thought about Jessica. My wife, what would she do? She always said, "Daniel, we can be broke. But we're never going to be broken in spirit. We help when we can," and I remembered in that same hallway. There were other families. Other parents sitting in plastic chairs with dark circles under their eyes. Eating vending machine food, 'cause they couldn't afford the cafeteria. Sleeping in their cars in the parking lot, 'cause hotels were too expensive. Dr. Chen. I want to donate $5,000 to the Pediatric Oncology Emergency Fund. The other $2,000 I need for Caleb's medication and food. But $5,000? That'll help other families like mine. I called the number Marcus gave me. Marcus. It's Daniel. They started Caleb's treatment, but I found out you sent $15,000, not 8. Silence on the other end. Long, heavy, I know. It was on purpose. Why? Because I needed to know. Needed to know if desperate people can still be good. My dad always said you can't trust someone with nothing to lose. I wanted to prove him wrong. My blood went cold. A test. He was testing me, you. You were testing me. While my son was dying. Yes, and Daniel. You passed. Dr. Chen called me. Told me what you did. You donated $5,000, even though you're homeless. Even though you needed it desperately. You proved that goodness survives, even in hell. I should have been pissed, should have been furious. But all I felt was confused. Daniel. I gotta tell you something. When Emma died, I died with her. Pushed everyone away. My wife left me. Friends disappeared. I spent 7 years sitting in that hospital parking lot. Every Thursday, staring at the window of the room where she died. 7 years feeling nothing. I saw you carrying Caleb. Saw your face, recognized that look. And for the first time in 7 years, I felt something, rage. Rage at a world where kids die because of money. I gave you that money, 'cause I needed to know if there were still good fathers out there. Fathers who can face the unthinkable and stay human. But the test? Daniel, the test was for me, not you. I needed to know if I was wrong. If shutting down was the only way to survive. Or if there was another path. You showed me the other path, and I want to learn. Can I visit tomorrow? Caleb woke up and he wants to meet the hero who saved us. Would you come? Marcus showed up the next day. He was shaking when he walked into room 407. I didn't know it then. But Emma's room had been 409. 2 doors down. Caleb looked at him with those huge eyes and said, "You're Mr. Marcus. My dad said you're like Captain America." Marcus broke down. Literally had to sit. Started crying. Caleb, even sick. Even tired from the chemo, reached out his little hand with the IV line and said, "It's okay to cry. I cry a lot too. Daddy says it's 'cause we're brave enough to feel." Marcus stayed an hour, then 2. Then he started coming every day. Caleb's treatment had ups and downs. There was one terrible week where he spiked to 104° fever and went into isolation. Marcus was there. Sat with me in the hallway at 3 a.m. when I couldn't take it. Anymore, I don't know if I can do this. Watch him suffer like this. You can, because you have to. He needs you to be strong even when you want to break. I failed at that with Emma. I was there physically, but checked out emotionally. Don't make my mistake. But then. Week 3, Caleb's numbers started improving. Dramatically, Dr. Ramirez used the word miraculous. If this keeps up, we're looking at real remission. 5 weeks later, Caleb got discharged. Complete remission. He'd still need maintenance therapy. But he could go home. Except I didn't have a home. The shelter had a time limit. Our time was up. I'd gotten a temp job at a warehouse. But it wasn't enough to rent an apartment. Marcus came through with this crazy proposal. Come live with me. I got a 3-bedroom house. Been living alone for 7 years. There's a guest room that's never been used. There's Emma's room that I think she'd want another fighter using. Marcus, we can't. Yes, you can. I need this. That house is killing me slowly. The silence. The memories with nobody to share them with. You guys gave me purpose again. Let me give back, please. Caleb answered before I could. We'll take it. Thank you, Mr. Marcus. Caleb turned 7 cancer-free 3 months ago. I got a full-time job with benefits. Marcus went back to consulting part-time. But the most incredible thing that happened was the Emma Cole Memorial Fund. Marcus created a $500,000 fund to help families with kids who have cancer. No paperwork, no tests. Just immediate help for whoever needs it. First year, we helped 43 families. I volunteer, interviewing parents, telling my story, because I learned something in that hospital parking lot. We don't choose what happens to us, but we choose what we do with what happens. On the 1-year anniversary of the donation, I finally confronted Marcus with the truth. Marcus, I always knew. He looked at me, confused. I always knew about the extra $7,000. Dr. Chen told me before I paid for treatment. She gave me the option. Marcus's face went pale. You knew the whole time. I knew, and I chose to donate anyway. Not because of the test, but because it was the right thing. Because Jessica would have done the same, and because I wanted you to see that goodness doesn't come from having no choice. Goodness is choosing to do right when nobody's watching. Marcus broke down. This 42-year-old war vet cried like a kid. You passed the test that I needed to pass. The test of trusting again, believing again, loving again, even knowing it hurts. We both passed, Marcus, together. Today, 3 years later, Caleb's 8 years old, loves dinosaurs and wants to be an oceanographer. Marcus is officially his godfather. Legally, joint adoption. We're a family. The Emma Cole Memorial Fund has helped over 200 families. Now, you're not alone. Keep fighting, keep showing up, keep loving even when it hurts. Because that's how we win, not by beating cancer necessarily, but by beating the fear of feeling. I learned the test wasn't about honesty, it was about humanity. About choosing kindness when you've got every right to be selfish, about building family in the most unlikely places, and about understanding that sometimes the person being saved isn't who you think it is. Marcus gave me $15,000, but I gave him something money can't buy: a reason to live. Again, if this story hit you, if it reminded you that second chances come from unexpected places, subscribe right now. Drop a comment about a time someone showed up for you when you needed it most. And share this with someone who needs to remember, it's Never too late to choose love over fear. These stories matter. Your engagement helps them reach people who need them. So subscribe, comment, and share. And remember, family isn't just blood. It's choice, every single day. We choose each other. Thanks for watching. And thanks for showing up.